So what I thought I'd do for this first video is go through, I've got a firing today, so and I've just been glazing some pieces last night. So what I thought I'd do is go through and show you the pieces that I'm going to be putting in the kiln today, and how I've glazed them, what I've done with them, and kind of talk through that a bit, and then I can do a little later on. I can film the kiln actually being cracked open. I've watched a lot of vids with people cracking open their kilns, and it's quite brave really, because you never know what's going to come out. So I thought I'd kind of follow up with that, and you can see what the pieces look like when they emerge from the kiln. So yeah, I'll show you what I've got going in there now. On the bottom shelf, I've got some of these kitchen drainers with a sort of blue-grey glaze. They're about 12 inches high, something like that, about 6 across. So a few of those. I've covered this slightly sort of rakish tilted one with wood ash. I didn't get to trim the foot down to level it up, so it's got a little bit of a Pisa lean to it. So I thought I'd just cover it in wood ash and see what happens really. And I've got a faceted T-bowl there that I've put on with a kind of oatmeal glaze on the inside and wood ash on the outside, just to tuck in the middle of those. Not too covered. I'll talk about the wood ash in a minute actually, because that's a kind of ongoing experiment with what I'm doing. The second shelf, I've got a largish bowl. It's about 12 inches across, again with wood ash on the underside. Quite a fine, even sort of coverage on that one, so it's going to be really interesting to see how that one turns out. And then some functional cups with oatmeal glaze on the inside and a sort of blue-grey glaze on the outside, so they're going to be kind of nice, I think. Well, you never know, fingers crossed. Next shelf, I've got 4 of these kind of general purpose functional bowls. And I've really blatted the wood ash on these, particularly on that one, and I've got a feeling that one's going to run like crazy. So I'm going to have to brush some of the ash off near the foot, I think, because it's going to dribble. So I really don't want it, obviously don't want it sticking to the shelf. So I'm going to cut off some of the ash from the foot. So there's 4 of those. That one's pretty covered as well. Again with a kind of oatmeal glaze on the inside. So they're going to be interesting. Yeah, and on the top shelf, again a bit more wood ash going on in that cup. That's going to be quite interesting. With a bit of a kind of dribble across there. Another bowl, a couple of cups. And I've got 4 of these, 6 actually, of these faceted tea bowls that are about 6 inches high. And they've got a blue crackle glaze on the outside. I've got the others down here. I'll just come down and show you those. Yeah, so in the previous firings that I've done, this will be my 4th firing. The first 2 were carnage. The second one was okay. The third, so this will be the 4th firing. And on the previous firings, when I used this glaze, I didn't really put it on thick enough. So I've given these about 6 coats, I think. So I'm hoping that the blue crackle will come out really well. I do love that glaze. It's absolutely amazing. I've got a piece up here that shows what it looks like. It's a really quite a high gloss, but yeah, it's a really striking glaze. Totally love it. So yeah, so that's it really. That's the 4 shelves. I'm going to load up the kiln now and see how they look. Hiya. So yeah, so it's the morning after, and kiln's cooled down to about 100 degrees I think, and it's kiln cracking time. It's quite nerve-wracking. It'll be interesting to see what's going on. So the top shelf, I had these mugs. Oh wow, that's a wood ash. That's the wood ash one with the I don't know whether you can see that. Can you? Yeah, you can. Wood ash with the oatmeal glaze on the inside, and I'm really pleased with that wood ash. Let me get a look at that. The way that wood ash is kind of dribbled down there. I'm really pleased with that. That's really nice. So it just shows that I really slapped the wood ash onto a couple of these pieces, and it shows how much you need to get on there to actually get that kind of dribbly effect. So that's a nice one. I've got a bowl in the middle. That's another wood ash, without too much on it. So the finish on that has kind of gone sort of toasty, like a really nice warm toasty, and it's a really nice combination with the speckled oatmeal on the inside. Yeah, pleased with that. That's a really lovely bowl. Pat myself on the back for that. Cups in here. This is a I think the glaze is called topaz on the outside. Sorry, that's my phone texting there. That's topaz on the outside with the oatmeal on the inside. That's come out really. That's a really well balanced mug, and I'm pleased with that. There's a tiny little dribble on the bottom, which is just perfectly stopped at the foot, and it didn't stick to the kiln shelf. So that's a really nice mug. I'm pleased with that as well. That's cool. And another mug with a little dribble on it. That's come out really well too. The rest of the top shelf are these crackle glazed, tea bowls, faceted tea bowls, and I don't know if you can hear that. You probably can't hear that, but they're gently pinging away as the crackle glaze opens up. It's the little song of the pots. You could put them all together and record it. I think I might do that actually. I'm going to get all these out. Can you get that? You hear that? And maybe you can't. So yeah, there's another one. There was one in here, one form that I was really pleased with. This one. This was my favourite form. Okay, so I'm down to the second shelf now, and there were four sort of general purpose cereal bowls on here. All of them had a wood ash on the outside and the sort of creamier glaze on the inside. Yeah, I've got to say I'm really pleased with those. Get an idea of that. That was one that I really covered in ash, and it's pulled around the foot ring, which is really pleasing. I'm really pleased with that. That's exactly the kind of effect I was after, and you get this kind of toasty finish on the outside. The ash is it's a mixture of ash and chestnut and oak, just from the wood burner, taken out of the wood burner. So yeah, really pleased with that one. There's another one here, much the same. Again, a really lovely finish on that. Another bit of pooling there on the bottom. It's really nice, good combo. And this fourth one, for some reason, is cracked. So that's the first time this ever happened. Well, mind you, I say the first time. This is only like the fourth firing I've ever done. But interesting. This was the one which had the lightest of the finishes on the bottom, and the I guess a thermal shock somewhere has cracked the rim. So that's a shame. I mean, that's kind of cool, and I could actually fill that with something, with like a gold resin or something, and turn that into a feature. So I'll play around with that. That's kind of pleasing. So just down to the next level, and I'll take the supports out first. Get those out of the way. These were all mugs with a big bowl in the middle, and I put the mugs on these supports to stop the glaze sticking to the shelves. And I'm kind of glad I did actually, because the supports have actually stuck to the bottom of the mug, and I don't think that's going to come off without me taking it down to the workshop and getting a grinding tool on it. But I mean, as a finished cup, I'm really pleased with that. I've just got to grind the foot off the bottom, so that's the finish. That one's worked out well. That's a mug. There's another one that's, oh, there we go. I managed to get the foot off that one. So yeah, there's a. That's amazing. There was a tiny bit of tiniest bit of wood ash I noticed it when I loaded the kiln, just on the side of the mug there, and it's turned a sort of weird. It's given it a weird sort of blob. I don't know. Yeah, unusual. But yeah, kind of like that. Some more mugs, all looking pretty good. Not stuck to the shelf, so I'm happy about that. That one's dribbled quite a lot, so I'm going to have to get the grinder on that and take the dribbles off. But as a mug itself and the form, I'm pleased with that, and the glaze combo is really quite pleasing. So I'm happy with that as well. The bowl was quite a light wood ash underneath, and yeah, the oatmeal on the inside, and that's come out kind of, yeah, it's not too bad. It's a bit uneven. I would have liked the finish to have actually gone up to the foot, but yeah, no, I'm cool with that. That's kind of nice. Too bad. Another mug, that one works really well. Through this, the bottom shelf had cutlery drainers, kitchen drainers, with a blue, like a blue-grey glaze on, and I poured the glaze sort of down like that, and it had washed down. Yeah, they've come out really well. I'm really pleased with those. That's a really pleasing finish. You get that sort of toasty, kind of toasty finish where the glaze meets the stoneware. So yeah, these are looking pretty cool actually. That one just was just covered in the blue, so that one looks okay. There was one that had an ash on the outside and blue on the inside. Yeah, that's all right. That's kind of fun. Just a light ash outside finish, but there's a little bit of a dribble there. You can see that. It's kind of fun with the blue glaze on the inside. It's pretty. Nice form on that one. I'm quite pleased with the line on that one. Really close to the elements. This one was actually almost touching the wall, I think, and it's kind of scorched the glaze a little bit, which is nice. It's like a blush of yellow up against the blue. So that's actually something I might experiment with the next firing, is actually putting a couple of taller pieces actually right up against the elements, so you get a real sort of toasty sort of area. It's kind of an effect you get in a wood kiln where you get real hot spots. I sound like I know what I'm talking about. I don't really, but it's just guesswork. So yeah, anyway, yeah, all in all I'm really pleased with that selection. So hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching this far, and yeah, I'll keep putting up some more content as and when I can. Be great if you would subscribe, and you'll be kept up to date with anything new that comes out then. Cheers folks, see you next time, bye.